Good evening and welcome to tonight's show from DJNTV, Disc Jockey News TV. Tonight's show is brought to you by Electra Voice, DJ Event Planner, DJ Trivia, and the DJNTV Insiders. Evening and welcome out to DJNTV tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about branding. Eric, what's going on, man?
Hey, John. Oh, man.
You've been shopping.
I'm in my toilet paper fort, man.
You're
I got my mask, everything else. It's getting crazy. I got my Lysol, and I want to make sure the screen was clean before I started tonight.
Nice.
I think we're good.
We can never be too prepared.
That's right. Absolutely, man. So, when I'm at home, I got to make sure I busted all the stuff and toilet paper fort. And
that was the most expensive fort you've ever had. I'm just going to say it.
Oh, that thing is gold, man. I can sell this on eBay right now for like $100.
Yeah, all of a sudden the chat room's like they're throwing out bids in the chat room. I'll do.
Exactly.
Eric, let's talk branding tonight. We've got about 25 minutes or so that we're going to dig into that. It's a slower time. Things, we don't have the events. This is the time to work on parts of our business, and the brand is something that I think a lot of DJs overlook. Would you agree with me on that?
100%. 100%. They always overlook this aspect. They focus more on, their art, which is also very important, but they kind of look past that because they think that's everything. Well, it's not everything. That's one of the aspects of your business. Also customer service, branding, marketing, everything else. I mean, if you can have a crappy product or an okay product, but if you have amazing branding, then you're golden. It's branding and marketing is everything nowadays. So I don't know.
And I think an example of that is you look at even in the luxury car area. There are some luxury cars that they're known for being a really nice car, and yet when you talk to people who actually own them, and they're like, yeah, they're okay. It's the name people associate with. But if you really want a nice car, you would go over here to this other car, which is a way better car, and price wise is about the same. But because they have got a brand that they have developed, people associate that.
I mean, you're like, okay, well, what about BMW versus Kia, and then or Hyundai? But like Hyundai has some amazing looking cars now, but all the internals might be crappy a little bit, or it might be okay. But I don't want to not here to bash anyone's car, but I'm just saying though, like they're making the exterior look. Hyundai's making their cars look like Lexuses, making it look like BMWs and Mercedes for a reason. Because of brand recognition and the looks and everything else, because you still dress up a piece of turd and it's still a piece of turd almost, right? But, just all varies.
So the broadcast is out of sync. Is the audio out of sync? I wonder how bad. Check. Yeah, see, it's right on here. So we must be having some issues on the YouTube server again.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys.
But yeah, sorry
YouTube's
about that.
off.
So maybe you want to only watch us cover it, so you're only watching us from the eyes on up.
I apologize.
Eric, pull your mask back out. I'll go get mine. This is the COVID show we're doing here tonight. We're gonna.
You can't see my mouth.
All right, now the show is going so much better now.
This is so much better. See, you can't even tell.
So when the branding side, we have a lot of different areas in which we can be conveying our branding images.
Yes.
How does one create something that can work across so many different areas? Because that can be really tough.
Yeah, so as far as your branding goes, really, video and proper, thumbnail creation is key. So whenever you're creating your brand, you want it to look the same. Whenever you're actually creating a proper logo, right? Then they have PMS colors. Okay, you can only use this PMS color. You can only use this exact font, like Gotham Bold or Gotham Regular. Then you can only use this exact font weight. So there's very particular, demographics whenever you get into actual corporate, logo design, or just an actual professional that actually does it for you, and not on Fiverr. Oh, let me say that again. Not on Fiverr, okay, people? I got my logo for $5. It's not a deal or like a winning, goal to get your logo the cheapest. That's not the goal here. But you can find an amazing graphic designer or whatever else to put a package together for you to wrap it up with a bow. Just trying to keep things short and sweet for you. But, from the thumbnail creation to the graphic side, and then also video, to make sure all of that works together and always has that same look and identity is crucial.
So how much variation can you have? Because some areas we have a thumbnail that is a square area. Then we have some areas, like on some websites, where you've got a header area that is rectangular. Does that matter? Can you have two different things, or should a person really, really push to have something that's universal?
No, absolutely. You can always kind of change things up a little bit. You can have different variations, like for my Wenning branding example. So my Wenning branding logo here, it is actually vertical, but I also have a horizontal version as well too. So you can have different versions of your logo that can be used on other different aspects of media, if that makes sense.
Sure. And of course you can move those elements around, because you had the WB on the top, I believe.
Yeah, so we have the WB there, and then we put the WB on the other opposite side over here, and then it says Wenning branding. So it could be, vertical or horizontal. So it was designed like that, so I can blow it up really big on a shirt and make it, 12 by 12, make it really huge, or I can just make it a nice left chest or whatever else. Because what the problem is, what DJs and other people, anyone, they don't think about is putting their logo that can fit on an actual pen and also to a big billboard. And one thing that they don't get into is they don't get vector artwork as well. So vector artwork is like an EPS or an AI file. It's done in Adobe Illustrator. Most of the people, they're like, oh, I got this amazing logo. It's a PNG or it's a JPEG file. That's raster artwork, which is more or less used for, websites, things like that. It's not meant for print. So whenever you're getting into print and getting like shirts or anything like that, we need vector artwork in order to do that stuff, in order to have a clean, clear, precise lines.
And one of the big advantages, of course, of vector is that you can make it you put that little image on your bottle, or you can put that up on the side of a building.
Exactly.
And it's completely scalable, which is something in the newspaper world, when we get somebody who sends this little image in, and they send it in, and it's like, oh, I made it in Photoshop and I saved it as a JPEG. It's like, no, that doesn't. Yes, it can do some things, but
100%.
It's going to be 72 DPI when it's put to the size it needs to be, which is way too low for a lot of situations.
Yeah,
online,
absolutely.
Possibly, but can you put this on the side of do a sign for it? A backdrop.
Hey, I got this business card here. It's can you just take it off of that real quick and put that on a big billboard?
Scan that in there and just throw it up there. I want it to look just. It's like, no, that's not the way it works.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you mentioned software, of course. That's a huge thing when it comes to that design element, and why for a lot of us. Doing it ourselves doesn't make sense, because Illustrator, which is one of those programs that can do that, is expensive to buy. If you buy it, you have to do the subscription if you're buying it now, which is whatever, $20 a month minimum, up to 50 or 60. Compared to, like, for doing some small stuff, you can get GIMP, which is a Photoshop knockoff, for free, and you can do some small stuff, but you can't make a billboard with GIMP. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. So
yeah, it's always best to invest in professionals. I mean, you know your limitations, and as you're a business owner, you have to wear many hats. That's a given. But sometimes the thing is this is going to take me 4, 6, 8 hours to learn and try to do. How much is your time worth?
Exactly.
Is it easier to pay someone to do it while you can focus those 6 to 8 hours into another aspect of your business rather than trying to learn and teach yourself and just pay a professional to do it. Because isn't that what every DJ photo boother says in their sales pitch? Hey, just pay a professional.
Yeah, we'll make sure the entertainment's done properly. There won't be any profanity. Da 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 da.
But no one listens to what they say. No one listens to their own sales pitch. It blows my mind.
Yeah, it's like, what? That's $5. Is there a $4 out there? How about a $2.50? I'm sure there's got to be a
Bucker comes out tomorrow.
Bucker, yeah, I was going to say, wait a second.
John Young owns it.
I got to check that URL, bucker.com. Oh, wait, that's a different website. We don't want to be talking about that one.
Yeah, right? Porn music here.
So let's talk colors. Branding colors. Are colors consistent color pattern or color sets important when it comes to branding?
Colors are so important, especially psychology. People don't understand this. Whenever I took this course back in college, we went in color theory, and you have to understand what colors do, especially whenever you see the color red. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Red, fire engine really is, for myself, but red, excitement and passion and hot.
Okay. Sometimes people might, if you put that in a sales funnel or on your website and make your button the color red, people are going to think that's a stop sign. That's a red light. I don't need to click on that. But if you make it green or a neutral color like blue, something that is more relaxed and comfortable, then people might be apropos to actually click on that. I don't even know if that was a real word, but I just threw it together.
I think it is. We'll go with it. It'll be featured on our new website.
Color theory is huge.
So is this something, how would you, when people are wanting to get logos, they need to give the graphic designer a little bit of starting point, for lack of better. Yeah. Are there certain color combinations you would recommend starting with or that they should kind of stay away from, maybe might be more indicative? You mentioned red.
It really just depends. Yeah, that's a great question. It really just depends on what their brand is, what they're selling, what they want to have as a perceived notion about their company and their brand. It's a technology company. I see a lot of like neon greens and blues and like technology colors, which are like the blue, the neon green. That's, even like the oranges as well. Oranges, sometimes even red. So it just all depends on the actual theory behind each of the colors. Do your research. Like, what does purple say about me? What does purple say? What does pink say? Brown. Brown is very, I can pull it up, and it's like, one of the colors that they always told us to kind of stray away from was brown, depending on what kind of business that you're looking to do. Right. I mean, if you're setting up, Porta-Johns, then hell, why not have that something in your logo? But for a flower shop, you're not going to put brown in your logo.
Right.
I mean, you're going to be colorful, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And in a case of, as an example, when we had our Weekend Handyman logo built, and we're creating that images, we went with those kind of earthy, colors because we really wanted to. And then when we did the Weekend Handy Woman channel, it's going to have a little bit different flavor. We wanted some more of that green and growing because that's more of that particular audience. So I see what you say, that researching the colors to understand really who you're targeting is huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
So getting branding, you showed a bottle and such, but getting the branding out in that area of swag, is that still something nowadays, or is that something that is kind of money thrown away for a lot of people?
Do you realize the promotional industry is $1 billion industry? That's with a B. I
have one of the guys who owns a company in down in Arizona, Scottsdale. He lives down on the lake here. All of the houses around here range from 100,000 to probably 1.5 million. He's the only guy with a $14 million house on my lake. Is that telling you something?
But here's the thing: everyone needs a promotional product. I think the average is a person that has anywhere between 3 to 5 promotional products in their possession, almost not at all times, but least on their desk, something like that. If you think about that,
Mm-hmm.
you have a pen, you have a anything to open up. Wait, I got it. Oh yeah, so purple mattress.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They give that with their actual mattress. Even though I returned it, I wasn't a big fan, but so they give that with a purple mattress on how to help you open it. There's other different things. I mean, everyone has that. I mean, one of the tricks of what we do for the beginning of the year, I always go around to all my vendors, all the hotels and everything else, and I hand deliver gifts. And I hand delivered gifts like this. So I had entertainment on one side, branding on the other side,
Oh,
and
nice.
then I put some custom made chocolates inside the bag as well, and then hand delivered it like Santa Claus to all the people. Build that rapport, that relationship with all those vendors, one-on-one, face-to-face. Not one of my employees, not an intern, me personally driving around like Santa Claus. And it's sitting on their desk all the time. People, I make a phone call. They're like, "Hey, I'm just staring at your bottle." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." But before, like, we used to hand deliver cinnamon roasted nuts. And so the joke was, for many years, I would go around and hand deliver my nuts to all my vendors.
Yeah.
Yeah, people love my nuts.
And
So.
have some fun with that and such.
Exactly. Tell your friends.
Yeah, their folks are trying to work through. So the most creative solution for those of you who are having issues with the lip sync is they're opening up 2 players. They're playing audio on one, and then they pause just enough to make it so the video is lined up with the other one. That is dedication, and whoever's doing that out on Facebook, actually, congratulations.
I applaud all of you guys, and they're saying it's like kung fu, and it's pretty good. It's like, oh, this is really good right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it just to screw with them now. Watch.
Well, now if you could time it though, it might actually look like it's right.
You don't even know.
Wow, look at Eric's side is fixed, but John is still bad.
Right? You don't even know what's going on, guys. I mean, seriously.
It's either going to work or it's going to be like 6 seconds off and they're going to hate it.
Yeah, exactly. They're just going to kill us later on.
So branding is an important thing. Getting professional to do that. When you work with a professional, how do professionals work? If somebody's never worked with a professional before, I mentioned earlier, of course, they want a little bit of input to get kind of a starting point from that point. But how do they typically work? Are they? John, explain that process, I guess, for those who have never done that before.
Quickly is mainly talking about influences. Tell you to actually go on websites, see other logos of other inspiration of what parts that you liked of that logo. I like this part of this logo. I like this idea of this. It's really just taking a combination of multiple other different ideas and things that you like, and then we can incorporate it and draw it out and create it for you. That's really what it comes down to. And then because that's a great starting point, because most of the time, almost 98% of the time, people have no idea what the hell they want. Mm-hmm. They're like, I need a logo and put ABC DJ Company on there and put a fancy record thingy.
Put that little graphic where the DJ's spinning and he's got his hand up in the air.
Let's do the Jersey fist pump. And then, just the typical, everyone in Jersey had that business card at one time. I know it, right?
Then, it started about 1992 or 93, and everybody had it because it was the only clipper. Yep. No, that was.
Shout out to all my Jersey people. I love you. I'm just playing.
I was going to say we saw a lot of them back in the late 90s when we were doing the conventions. Like, oh yeah, here's my card. Oh, there's that guy again.
Absolutely. I think one thing people aren't doing enough of as well, too, as far as video. I don't think video is so critical nowadays. I mean, you see all the time. I mean, we're dealing with video right now, and obviously YouTube is having a nice little hiccup with a lot of things. But video is so critical because you have TikTok, you have Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, IGTV, YouTube. All platforms are video nowadays. And that's where people need to start to get brand aware of like, oh, my God, I need to keep like awareness videos and videos of my brand out there in short and sweet, like 15, 30 seconds, 60-second videos. Mm-hmm. No one needs to watch a 3-minute promo video. No one's going to care because they're going to drop off at 45 seconds. So it just I see that's the biggest problem I see in like all of these event industries in the wedding industries to begin with.
So you've got the image, the brand of your company. You've got your logo, the set that feeds into what you're trying to create for that feel. 20-second videos. Can you convey a message in this day and age in 20 seconds that is going to be effective enough to drive traffic to your company?
Yeah, because you get them curious. You get them curious to want to watch another one. And there's a branding technique in Facebook. It's called video through plays, is a targeting aspect. So whenever you watch a video and you're advertising on social media, then therefore you can set the objective to videos and then change it to video through plays. And you only get billed whenever they reach 15 seconds. So if they watch 14 seconds of it, it's free advertising. If they watch 15 seconds or greater, then you pay. But my clients are paying like a penny to 3 cents per video view. So right now, where everything else is actually cheap and no one's really advertising, now is the time to be advertising. Now is the time to keep your name and your brand out there, to keep it in front of those prospects that were on the fence and they're still weighing my options about your company or maybe another company, right? So now is the time to keep your brand out there and make sure that they know that you're still in business. Certainly. Because if this goes for another month, 2 months, people are going to be asking all these questions like, hey, I don't know if that person's still around. Oh, geez.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a big thing because just in our own little rural market here that we have, there are a lot of businesses that are closed because the governor shut them down basically as a non-essential.
Yeah.
And some of them are 20-year, 30-year businesses who are questioning, if this goes 8 to 10 weeks, they could be out of business.
Yeah.
And it's a scary time.
Yeah, that is very scary, especially for the companies that have been doing this long like I have. I mean, this is 27 for me, and I know you've been doing this for a long time as well. So it's just kind of like, hopefully you have enough resources backed up. But once everyone starts like to postpone and everything else, it just starts to push things back later and later. But, it's all the instances of that.
Yeah, that it definitely is. Definitely is. Eric, we only got a couple more minutes here. You had something you wanted to talk.
Yeah, so we were giving away a free video package from last week, from your show last Monday to Mobile Beat Las Vegas, and we were giving away a $1,200 video package. Free 30-second video, a bumper, a thumbnail, and 2 9x16 story videos we're giving away as well too. And I have a wheel that I'm going to spin and find out exactly who that is tonight. Right now. Is that okay?
Yeah, yep. If we can do her quick. Yep, we got a couple more minutes, Sarah.
All right, let's do it right now. And I'm going to spin this wheel.
I'm seeing businessfacebook.com there.
As soon as I get this out of here, and there's all my names. All right, so
holy cats.
There's a lot of names. So let's spin this puppy and find out exactly who's the winner tonight going to be.
We could do a drum roll, but it would be off 3 seconds, so it would actually sound.
Exactly. And Terry Campbell. Terry Campbell is the winner.
Congratulations,
Terry Campbell. So we will reach out to Terry and say hi to Terry. And but tonight, I'm going to extend the actual offer. I'm going to give away another 30-second video to the end of the month. You can go to wenninginvegas.com. So just my last name, wenninginvegas.com, and you can register, and I'll do another one at the end of the month.
Excellent. We can bounce back because, again, we want to talk about things that people can do now to help their businesses. Oh, yeah. So we'll plan to do something and talk about that and get more people signed up as we get closer.
Absolutely.
Excellent, my friend. Eric, thank you much for your thoughts and insight tonight. And gang, 5 minutes, we'll be back with our final show of the night. We'll be talking about some things that wedding DJs can be doing during this kind of slower time. Dan, I've got a few thoughts we're going to share. So, Eric, once again, thanks for being with me tonight.
I'm going to go back and have my fort now.
Yeah, have some fun.
All right, see you guys.